No. When you said it, here's me. Oh, dang. Yeah, man. But I felt like, you know what I felt? I will say this. I will go this far. And I hate
Thanks for
myself
going
for
live,
saying this.
Chris. I appreciate that.
I know you noticed that too. Anyway, I will say this. I think Kanye leaving Dame was the best thing Kanye could have did for himself, though.
Are you sure?
I have this feeling. I just have this feeling. Call it a whatever, call it whatever you want. I just have this feeling that Kanye would have made one album and we would never heard it from him again.
See, this is what at this point. What year did he leave Dame? Yeah. Hey, Chris, what year did Jay-Z become president of Def Jam?
So
Dame won.
So we talking. So you're talking before College Dropout?
Dame. No, that was after.
It was after College Dropout. Actually, a little bit after College Dropout was when a lot of the turmoil between Dame and James started coming up.
I remember hearing stories about how like Dame, and it wasn't just Dame. There's a lot of people talking cash shit about Kanye. Like he makes good beats, but I don't believe him as a rapper.
Yeah, no one believed him.
No one believed him.
I think Talib was the only one that was like that.
No one believed him except no one believed him except Cam.
And even and that's the thing that killed me. Jay-Z didn't believe him.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Talib. Yeah, Talib was the one that was saying like, "Yo, everybody was dogging the shit out of."
And
Kanye.
Talib was probably the biggest influence in him doing something, because of course it takes a rapper like Talib to bring you in. I see what you're doing. I know how your beats flow, so let me tell you how to rap on your beat.
Mm-hmm.
Like he needed somebody like that, but him separating himself from Dame to me was the best thing he did. Where he fucked up was when his mama died, he stopped taking every fucking pill that was helping him.
I would say, keep going to a therapist.
See, Chris,
we should have kept on.
See, hold on, D. When you say that, at first I was really thinking, like, are you sure, D? Are you really sure? Because now at this point, I'm feeling like that infamous Michael Jackson in the middle of Rockefeller photo where he's standing there, just got that look like, I tried to warn this nigga. He ain't listening. He ain't paying attention. This nigga don't care. He really thinks life is gonna be fucking sweet. I'm warning him that that nigga Sean is gonna leave him. The niggas from Chicago gonna leave him. The niggas from Harlem are gonna be cool with you, and then they're gonna go to Koch Records and completely forget about your ass. But you know what? You do you, boo boo. You do you.
I really feel that Kanye is all right. I will say this at the point where Kanye is now is actually pretty fucking amazing. It really is, because I mean this. I think Kanye is worse than Drake, because at least Drake has a different flow. Because Kanye to me was a guy that was never meant to rap, but he started rapping, and for whatever reason, people believed in him.
No,
people truly believed in his flow.
Can I be real?
Truly believed in his swag.
No, D,
you can't get around that.
For whatever reason, D, people didn't tell him no.
No,
that's the thing.
They didn't tell him no after he got started.
Kanye is what people think Wale is. The guy.
Don't you dare!
Don't do that.
No, what I mean by that is there are a lot of people that hate Wale and think he's a fraudulent rapper. Why, I don't know. And
the nigga don't rap like he from DC anymore.
No, I mean, but that's the evolution of a rapper, though. To be honest,
it is. But you know what? To dumb rap fans, they don't get that.
Yeah,
it's not even that, Eris. I think it's just more so. Like when you say that, here's Kanye, here's Wale, like. All I do is make songs about bitches. What am I doing wrong?
Nigga, you don't talk about chick. Hey, nigga, you don't talk about chicken and mumbo sauce.
Man, you won't be talking about when your baby mama.
I guess that's the wrong way. Kanye really does kind of come off like the guy that's overcompensating, because like he was never part of the guys in Rockefeller like that. Like he wasn't the guy that was out here hitting women and smoking weed and doing drugs and all that shit. So he has to overcompensate for that shit.
I just like how Chris goes for the most toxic.
Think about it.
I mean, it's the most toxic shit. It's the most toxic shit that sells, though.
Think about it. When he got with fucking Amber Rose, he was drinking Hennessy, being a nigga.
He was.
Before that, chill as hell.
You know what's so funny?
He might wild out and be like, when he was on MTV saying, "What the fuck? You put Britney before me?" That's the most you got out of him. And hey, George Bush don't care about black people. Whatever. fine.
Nah, he did that before all that,
like
but still.
with Mike Myers having the most uncomfortable look ever after
Chris
saying
Tucker,
that.
like shit.
Yo,
I remember that shit. They cut to him. So
When he got
fast.
with Amber Rose, him drinking Hennessy on the carpet, it felt out of character in a way. Like, what are you trying to do, Kanye?
You know the
like,
funny thing about that? You said that, yeah, Kanye got with her. He lost his mind. 21 Savage got with Amber. Yeah, we just broke up. But you know what? I know what true love is because she told me as a man, it's like, 21, are you still talking? I still beat the shit out of nigga, but you know, pussy can change my life.
Wait.
Pussy changed that nigga life.
Wait.
Say
Now,
that.
hold on, D. Even after him saying all that shit, motherfucker interview him said, so 21, what's the tattoo on your forehead? It's a knife.
I know you're gonna say this. So 21, are you still having a beef with that other rapper? Straight up.
Straight up.
Word up.
Straight up.
Nah. I have to say these lyrics. Now, if I fuck this model and she just bleached her asshole, and I get bleach on my t-shirt, I'm gonna feel like an asshole.
I love that line. I love that The rest of the song.
You wasted Kid Cudi. I'm like, how did you do that? Like, it's Kid Cudi.
Hey, like, yeah, Kid Cudi could have wasted his time on his own.
First off, I love that last Kid Cudi album. All right, I listened to it. I like.
I love Wizard.
I gave up on Cudi.
I like Wizard.
He doesn't make stoner music. He doesn't make depression music. Not particularly. He doesn't make party music. What do you do? Why do niggas like you?
Sir, he makes eclectic music. All right.
He does make eclectic music.
Go to hell, all of y'all.
Hey,
Man on the Moon 3 is the greatest album ever.
Listen, I still go back and I listen to Man on the Moon. Okay.
You gotta listen to that Man on the Moon 3, sir.
I stand by what I say.
I still like
Kid
the original
Cudi
though. That day and night.
Since that being said, and since it's something that D just noticed, Kid Cudi makes drug music for niggas that don't do drugs. I can tell.
He makes music for the TV show Euphoria.
Nope. He makes music for niggas who don't do drugs. That's what
Me.
Like, God, that must how it feels like to be high. Meanwhile, the high nigga beside you. No, sure.
D looking at me like, lucky I love you, nigga, because you know nothing.
No, D is looking at Chris going, yeah, super.
Mazel tov, my nigga.
Lucky I love you like a brother. Otherwise, you out.
Meanwhile, this nigga D is holding up a blunt with two hands.
With two hands. Yo, did it kill me?
DK materializes out of nowhere to join in on the shade show.
Okay, that's funny. That's funny. Yo, why the fuck though? What the fuck?
Pops up as D stand and shit.
I was laughing. Because somebody was talking about. I was talking about drug music. Somebody's like, "So what does Lil Yachty does? Lil Yachty makes not Yachty. I'm sorry, not Yachty. Like Vert. Uzi makes drug music. There's no way getting around
does shrooms and acid.
It is drug music.
He does.
Because every song is about you getting with a chick, partying, or you breaking up with her.
Hold up, it's white.
And all of it is drug induced.
It's white boy drug induced esque stuff.
And the reason why I fucks with Uzi, because Uzi is a nigga you can tell. Second, he got out of Philly. I could be a white boy. I could wear that dress that one time that all the niggas said I'd be gay, but I got money now. I could do that.
The best little Uzi moment.
My other favorite part about that is he also said, I can rap on whatever beat I want, and all these old hating ass niggas, they can say whatever the fuck they want. I don't give a shit. I'm still getting money.
Meanwhile, all of us are
somebody. I'll never forget somebody. The one thing that earned my respect. I don't know why. It was something little. Like Uzi had like a drink in his hand, had a blunt in his hand, he was dancing. And it was just so funny. His nigga was waiting for the blunt, right? And his nigga finally puts his hand out. Uzi go, fuck is your the look on his face like, you do realize I'm the talent here. Who are you? Like,
the only reason why I've never knocked Uzi only because he just reminded me of the weird black goth kid in school, and it's like,
Exactly.
all right, I'm fine with it.
He's the real golf kid that when he started rapping, this nigga got a flow. He actually has a flow. Holy crap! What?
I mean,
What?
yeah,
Where are you? It's like this.
I mean-
Okay, LA star. All right. You can stop all that LA shit, nigga. I'm from Philly. What part? I'm from North Philly.
That dude looked like, little Uzi
What?
Vert literally
What?
looked
You're
like.
from the hood? What?
Like, I swear, I really think little Uzi Vert is like such a My Chemical Romance fan. He actually went to concerts.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think he did. I think he did.
I think he was there. I think he was there for I think he was behind the scenes on that Professional Griefers video.
Man.
Because the nigga from My Chemical Romance was there with Dead Mouse. That nigga was behind the camera watching cheese and shit. But then again, no, hold on. God, that was album title goes here. That was what 20.
That was 27.
2014. Shit, never mind.
Yeah.
The point is, Uzi was obviously one of those black kids that got out the hood and said, "Oh, I don't have to go back. I'll see y'all later. I'm going to do shit y'all wish y'all could do. I'm gonna go jet skiing with a whole bunch of dudes, and y'all gonna say I'm gay, but then you gonna see me banging out the baddest chick. You be like, man, what is he doing? You don't know what I'm doing."
All right, y'all. All right,
or some other shit.
All right, y'all. We're 11 minutes in. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another 3BG. We are going into westerns.
Sir.
Not going into westerns.
Not only westerns. I'm sorry. Hold on. I gotta get on camera. Historically accurate.
No.
Historically accurate.
All I'm saying is, it's like you don't want to bury the lead here. We're talking about a movie that had Val Kilmer's charisma on top of Sam Elliott's mustache showing charisma.
First of
it was
all,
just nuts. It was crazy.
No. First of all, Chris, let's understand something real quick. See, you brought that introduction in all wrong. You introduced Sam Elliott co-starring Sam Elliott's mustache. Okay,
y'all got it all the way wrong because the way this movie actually is. Hey, my name is Kurt Russell. Don't worry, you're not going to forget that. This is my movie.
Oh,
you sure about that? Because Val Kilmer was like, "Hey, nigga, it's my movie too."
Val Kilmer was seriously sitting in that movie like, "I'm about to outact all of you."
You want to know how wild this is? You know the way we all treat like a Ben Affleck, Channing Tatum, a Jai Courtney. We all treat them like, "Hey, you're just
put
this
Jai
actor."
Courtney in this. You put
but we all put him in a box like you're that actor. Shut up. Whatever you do is not going to be fancy, not going to be impressive. Shut the fuck up. That's how Val Kilmer was. And this came out. All the critics was like, "This is he actually acting? I think I like him. I like him too. I know what's going on here." They freaked out.
I think
because Val Kilmer, and that's one. When we're going to go into the movie. We'll talk about that as it go. But the one thing about this movie that a lot of people like to do, especially when it comes to westerns, they like authenticity. And one of the things that Val Kilmer himself wanted to do was, if I'm getting a little southern drawl and I'm going to talk like I'm from Georgia, let me actually talk like I'm from Georgia. This nigga went all the way southern. All the way southern dandy.
It's weird too because
full southern dandy, sweating his ass off from beginning to end.
I tell you, if it wasn't the tuberculosis that was taking me down, it would be the heat that I feel from the sun right now. Type of talking.
What got me is with his charisma playing that southern drawl. Even when Doc Holliday has tuberculosis and he's clearly sick as shit, he is still fucking He's still being the charismatic smartass the whole way through the sickness and everything. It's
real quick, guys. I'm about to jump ahead, but I'm just gonna say the line. You want to know where I said, and Val Kilmer became the greatest actor in this whole movie when he said this line? He wants revenge for Kurt Russell. For what? For being born.
No, he had all the best lines.
He did. He had all the best lines, but as soon as he said that, I'm like, Val Kilmer, here's your award. Take it. Go home. You
know
won.
what, man?
You know what did it for me? I give you one.
You became the best actor in this whole movie.
I give you this one.
I really didn't see that coming because look at the who's who of actors that was in this movie.
This the thing that got me. This is the best line of the movie to me. What you think you gonna do with that? Look at you all drunk. You probably see two of me. I got two guns, one for each of you.
All right, whatever you say there, Lunger.
I mean,
they come on calling him a Lunger. I like, you know what? Like when they kept calling him Lunger the whole time. Here's me. I haven't heard the word nigger or saw a black person in this movie yet. What type of Western is this?
I mean, like I think for me though, like I always.
Well, it did take place in Arizona.
I mean, like I always.
What, niggas never been to Arizona.
In the
waiting
Wild
to
West,
exhale, sir. Waiting to exhale, sir.
Waiting to exhale, and the fact that this took place in 1887.
Well, I mean, you got one guy.
There were niggas out there. Definitely niggas out there.
First of all, I believed all of the Chinese people who showed up midway towards the third act of the movie. I believe that more than seeing one black.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like when you watch The Mask of Zorro and stuff. You didn't see no black people, and there was a lot of Hispanics and Asian people in the Zorro movies.
Also, get this correct. Seeing the Chinese people show up, I said, and here are the railroad workers.
Yep. Now that was real. That was real. That was real.
Unlike the TV show Warrior, which is based on
the way y'all both hopped on that. Thank you, because that's what history always do. They forget that always beside a big bustling town where full of white people is the actual town where all the work happens, where all the black people live at.
And that's why I appreciate when Zorro shows it. Like, hey, you think white people were living in California? Oh, look at Hispanics and Asian people that were here too, that was building this shit.
But D, I'm also gonna add. I'm just gonna say, just for the sake of this movie, they had a coin toss. Heads Chinese people, tails black people. And it landed on heads.
You're doing it wrong, Garrus. You're doing it wrong. It's Kurt Russell. All right, guys, as we see, we have all this going on here. I'm glad we all grow our mustaches. I'm glad you grew yours, Steven. Now, we all got to come up to one decision only. And we know how Hollywood likes to do this. So, one question, guys. Heads, chinks, tails, niggers. Ready? All right, let's go.
I really do not want to believe that is what Kurt Russell actually said. I mean, come on, man. I love Snake Plissken.
Nah, Kurt didn't do that.
Nah, but for me, at least though, like
that shit.
Like for me, like Val Kilmer, I always liked him as an actor because, like I said, we're kids of the '80s. I liked him in Willow because he played the kind of like the Harrison Ford, Han Solo type character to Warwick Davis's hero character and stuff, and it just because it was something about that character we've seen before, but it's Val Kilmer. He has a presence to him where he just plays the obnoxious person and stuff, and it didn't even feel like his Top Gun character, the Iceman and shit, where he was just being a dick to Tom Cruise the whole movie.
Val Kilmer had the unfortunate unfortune of being pretty, and when you're pretty like him, no one believes anything that you do. Remember how everybody was freaking the fuck out that we heard that Channing Tatum was going to play Gambit and it never happened. But remember, we all freaked out about that shit. That's what I'm talking about.
I really want to point out something here. Looking at this all-star cast of just pure amazing whiteness. I would like to say, and I say that with no racism whatsoever. I mean,
racism, dude. You sound like everybody on Twitter that's like, how come there ain't no black people in Tombstone?
No. See, hold on. Before you two start trying to like overtake the shit and think that I'm saying something that I'm not. I'm
agreeing with you.
Thank you. And I say that in the most positive way ever. Okay. This ensemble cast. My nigga, we got Snake Plissken. We got Kyle Reese, so we have a Terminator.
Are you really going to call them my character?
I am. We got Snake Plissken, Kyle Reese, my man. We got a man who fought a freaking alien. Jesus, and he did get killed by a Terminator too. We got Bill Paxton. Yes.
Jeez.
No.
God damn.
No, we got Bill Paxton in this. We have a bouncer who was working with Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse, and I only say Roundhouse because of all the Roundhouse kicks in that movie. And we got Michael Rooker in this too.
You know what? Here's the funny thing.
And I
Also,
want to,
902
and I want to,
Mr.
hold
Mr.
on.
90210 himself.
No, and I want to bring up something else. I want to jump on Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott, to me, I don't know why. Just from seeing this movie, he brought such Lee Van Cleef vibes in the movie.
Sir.
it was that mustache.
Sam
It was that
Elliott brings Lee Van Cleef vibes in every movie, even the Incredible Hulk movie he's in. I'm like, all right, dog.
I think.
No, but see, but I didn't get that with him and Ghost Rider.
But that's because
Bullshit.
He wasn't Lee Van Cleef to me. No, I don't know what you saw, Chris. Either you and I saw two completely different movies, or
I just maybe because I combine him as the old wise white guy.
Yeah, he's an old wise white guy. But when I say Lee Van Cleef, I'm talking about spaghetti Italian Western Lee Van Cleef.
Well, when he had that, then granted, when he put on that fucking the Western Ghost Rider outfit and shit, briefly,
it was too brief because he was already flaming.
I think
no,
I think when you have somebody like Sam Elliott,
right.
he already fits the aesthetic of Wild West just because of his mustache and just because of his gravelly voice, which is very funny. Because you ever heard him like talk regularly? It's like you imply a lot of he implies a lot of because he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to talk like that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If John Carpenter ever wanted to be a part of a Escape from New York remake, you hire Sam Elliott to play Hulk.
It's like red wine.
Get him to play Hulk.
I think
I just need him to show up. Like Sam, I don't need you to talk. I want your mustache to say Snake Plissken.
I have to point this out, just as
you want your mustache.
We have to point this out. This is the movie that kind of fucked it up for another movie that came out.
Okay.
Kevin Costner's Wyatt Earp. It tanked.
Oh yeah, it did.
Mainly because people had already seen Tombstone, and you put out Wyatt Earp, I think, a year later, and people were like, why the fuck would I want to watch Wyatt Earp and Kevin Costner when I got Tombstone over here? It doesn't make any sense.
I got Kurt Russell doing this. Did you see him in Backdraft?
Thank you. Awesome. It's like, I got Kurt Russell here. Why do I want to look at Wyatt Earp or Kevin Costner? It's like,
let's give everybody the whole rundown. And I'm just going to give you the actors that everybody knows are at least like heavy hitters. Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Sam Elliott, Bill Paxton, Powers Booth, Michael Biehn, Charleston Heston, which threw me off.
Gun from my cold dead hands.
Jason Priestley, Stephen Lang. Here's the fun thing about this version of Stephen Lang, and a lot of people didn't know this. Stephen Lang used to be portly. I wouldn't say fat, but just like chubby. So this is before
he put on nasty.
This is before Gilf. No, this is before Dilf version of
Mr. So I'm gonna fuck up these natives in Avatar. Put on the muscles.
Hey, D.
Yeah,
he was You wanna know who Stephen Lang was back then? He was Jonah Hill in Night at the Museum too.
Nigga. Sam,
you didn't exactly lose the super bad weight, but you lost just enough. And you still got the curly fro.
Yeah. A young one of my favorite actors, a young Thomas Hayden Church, Diane Delaney.
How young are we talking about with Thomas Hayden Church, sir?
I don't know how.
I remember him in Wings. This is Wings era, so.
60. So he was born in 60, 70, 80, 90, 1, 2. He was only 23, 24.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is 93, so this is Wings. TV show was still going on.
Wait, did I do that right? No, 1960, 70.
Either way, you're right. It is a young
he was about 30. He was about 30 in his early 30s.
Yeah, Wings.
Yeah, I did that wrong. Lisa Collins, Michael Rucker. Remember, this is early Michael Rucker before he really started digging in.
Like young Michael Rucker.
Yep.
Also, another one that's digging early into his stuff, Billy Bob Thornton. This one, Billy Bob first really started coming on the scene. Also,
Michael Rucker and Billy Bob, even in the 90s, looked like they'd be collecting Social Security. So what are we talking about, man?
They really
lied about that. And of course, Billy Zane, and one person I have to mention him because he's actually one of my favorite people. He was great in Lost, and of course, he's still great. He was great as a stepdad. Terry O'Quinn was the mayor. I was like,
Terry O'Quinn. Yeah, Terry O'Quinn.
I was looking like, that's Terry O'Quinn, isn't it? No. And I'm like, that's Terry O'Quinn. Every time you get a mustache, for some reason, it throws me off that it's him.
It wasn't even just that. Even what's his name? Wyatt Earp the Third.
Mm-hmm. He's in this movie.
That's the wild thing, man. Because that's the wild thing also that I didn't know about the real Wyatt Earp either. That not only like, let's just put this in perspective. He died in 1929.
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me of
Let's also put this in perspective because white people love doing this. Let's put this in perspective. Slavery ended not too long early before that.
Actually, no, think about it like this, and this kind of ties into it. The movie Young Guns. The second movie, Emilio Estevez's character is still alive, and this is like the late 1940s going to 50s. He's old as fuck. But then you remember, the Old West kind of went like into the 1900s and it stopped. So it was still like people were still kind of like, hey, horseback shooting and shit.
Yeah, the cowboy was still a thing up until the 1900s.
Yeah, so it's like
until the first Studebaker pulled up into LA, that's when we kind of like, all right, y'all gotta chill, bro.
Yeah.
We don't need y'all to stop.
Yeah, actually, we're being a little bit too easy on that too.
My guy, take your horse, keep it over there.
Stay over there. We've been a little bit too hard on that too. The first time the actual steam engine showed up, not just the regular train engine. I'm talking about the newer versions of them. Like, yeah. See, this is 500. This is 200. This is 100 horsepower right here. So,
like when that Model T stepped foot in DC, it was a wrap.
Man, the second Henry Ford said, "I got an idea that the Jews ain't gonna have." The second that happened.
Now we talk about historical accuracy. So the whole thing is, you got outlaws called cowboys, and I think D brought it up when we were talking in private chat. Black people were actually the first to do the whole cowboy shtick. So the fact that cowboy,
we talked about in Posse, a lot of brothers that left the army, left the Civil War, that went out west was like, oh shit! So all these white people gonna get us? Nah, we squadding up.
Basically, they turned into Wolverine anti-heroes, in a way. They weren't out here like this movie. The cowboys in this movie, they out here raping and pillaging and shit. And I'm like, God damn! Like,
these are what you call good old bad guys. And I got to be honest with you. You pick one of the best villains in the world. You pick Powers Booth. Powers Booth, a white man. If you've never seen Powers Booth act, I'm sorry. He's a great actor. But also, the other thing that makes Powers Booth so great in this movie is that you can tell this is a man that will shoot a baby in the face and then pee in a mama's mouth. You can tell, just the way.
If you don't know Powers Booth and Stacy Keach, I get them both mixed up because they play more or less the same type of characters. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Powers, he passed away, didn't he? He passed away like a couple years ago.
Yeah, it was like back in 2017 because he actually did. He did his season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because he played one of the council that Nick Fury goes to in that season, and then like as soon as that season was over, it's like, oh, Powers Booth died. I'm like, what?
Oh, and one more person to mention in this movie that I just noticed, somebody from old Hollywood, which is Robert Mitchum. Robert Mitchum was actually the narrator for it, and it's actually kind of funny too that this movie. The way it was produced, the way it was directed, all the rest of that, it was very old Hollywood. A lot of stuff they were doing was old Hollywood bullshit. You know what I mean?
That's the early 90s. I mean, did we get Dick Tracy around this time too?
Yeah,
like
there was a lot of people.
Yeah, it's like 93. So yeah.
At least like some of the old way of doing it. And in this case, for what Kurt Russell really wanted to do was really nail the time period.
Old West. Because when did Unforgiven come out?
Ooh, a couple years after. About a year or so.
Like a year later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of because it's kind of crazy too because like nowadays you don't really get westerns like that. All of us as black folks, we're getting excited for this new western with Idris Elba in it and shit and Virginia King and stuff because like, oh shit.
No, hold on. Never mind that, Chris. I still got a western that I'm still waiting on. Where is the Adventures of Johnny Black?
That would never happen. Well, no, I think they were supposed to be.
From my understanding, they were working on it. According to Michael J. White, they're still working.
What
happened to that?
Much like Black Dynamite, it's kind of like it's gonna be a while before it comes out because Black Dynamite they were sitting on that shit for a while before it finally dropped. So that's gonna be one of those. They're gonna probably still drop it like Black Dynamite. We're gonna be like, what the fuck?
No, but here's the difference though, Chris. We never saw a trailer for Black Dynamite back in the day. And it wasn't until the first trailer dropped and the movie comes out. Boom. Johnny Black, we saw a trailer and then nothing.
How much you want to bet they did 5 days production and never?
No, how much you want to bet the movie's done? They just need somebody. They need a distributor.
That happens. That tends to happen.
That does happen. That happened with the movie that I brought up to you guys a long time ago, Mindhunters.
I think with I think in the case, I think Chris, you said that they don't make. Well, they still make westerns. They still make westerns.
I mean, I don't know why it's in the genre, but Hateful Eight is in there.
Yeah, I'm just saying in terms of the consistency, because like in the 90s, like I said, you had Unforgiven, you had Young Guns in like the late 80s, early 90s.
You want to know why? Because a lot of those motherfuckers that watched westerns were still walking the earth.
I mean, hell, when Fuqua came out with the Magnificent Seven, I liked it. I mean, hell, my grandfather kind of sort of liked it a little bit and stuff. He's a fan of the original, obviously. Every
old head I've seen that movie said, I mean, it was all right.
Yeah, that's it. It's kind of like it was one of those. It didn't insult your intelligence. You just enjoyed it for what it was.
I didn't like how they revived two of the people.
I would like to point out, by the way, the director of this, George, was like how you say
Caminos?
Cosmatos. George Cosmatos. He has done two of my other. He's directed two of my favorite movies, Rambo, First Blood Part 2, and Cobra.
He did Leviathan, which is probably one of my favorite sci-fi films. Peter Weller and Ernie Hudson.
I need to watch that.
Yes, it's actually a really good science fiction movie.
Yeah,
really I'm sorry, and I have to be an asshole on this because I just got what you mean. You meant Leviathan.
I said Leviathan, Leviathan. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same shit.
Also, you know what's funny? This was his second to last directorial film.
You want to know that now? The one interesting thing, for whatever reason, someone told me, "Hey D, check who directed this," because when I did check it, I saw that right. Something's not right here, and I kept reading. Apparently, Kurt Russell was actually the director of this.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, he was ghost directing. Let's put it that way, man.
That's the thing that tends to happen too. Sometimes it's like a person doesn't want to sit there and take all the shine. Because I would say this. I remember the rollout for this. I remember seeing a trailer for it, and they play that, the hero music and stuff, and the poster is iconic as shit because it just looks badass. Let's just be real.
It's the four of them.
Yeah,
four of them gracing the cover, and it says "Justice is coming."
I mean, Sam Elliott with the shotgun. It's like, come on, dog. Like, come on.
Can I bring up the MVP of this movie, which is Michael Biehn?
Michael Biehn.
Bean, sir. Bean.
Woo! There's a battle of niggas mispronouncing words. Let me join in. Narcissistic. There we go.
Hey, Aaron.
Aaron. There we go. I should have said that. You got me on that.
Hey, listen. I used to call him Michael B. All right.
Powers Bloof.
Powers Bloof.
Billy Boob Thornton.
Billy Boob Thornton. Now we're about to sound like a Mad Magazine.
Hold on. No, Doan Bloth.
See this crap. Like I said, we're about to sound like a Mad Magazine on blog or some shit.
Michael Biehn, I like that he knows how to play.
He played villain.
He plays villain. It's like he's not. It's like, okay. Here's the weird part. He's not overshadowing Powers Booth villainy. It's like he's a step under him, but for some weird reason, it's the same. If that makes sense.
No. It's actually no, Chris. I got you. It's the Shiva to Mr. X situation.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
where we know Mr. X, we know he's the big bad, but you root for Shiva. You like him. He's cooler looking. He's more badass, and you want to see more of him. And fortunately for us, we get plenty of Michael B in this movie.
Johnny Ringo.
Because hold on, this is a long ass movie.
Because Johnny Ringo got beef with Doc Holliday. It feels like a subplot in and of itself in the movie. Like, oh boy, Johnny Ringo and Doc Holliday in the room together. What are they gonna do?
Well, come on, man. You already know. The glove was off, and they both slapped each other in the face when they started doing the hey, I can out ocelot gun twirling shit. I can out ocelot you.
Nah, the line that got me was when they started speaking Latin to each other.
Yeah, they did.
And he talked to the girl like, "That's Latin, my darling. He's an educated man."
Nah, he seemed to be educated.
I hate him even more when he said it like that.
And you know for a fact that Doc was just adding insult to injury by spinning a freaking teacup like it was a gun.
Oh, when he did that shit, when he pulled it out and just all everybody's laughing at the teacup, he's like,
like when I saw that, I said, "Huh." So, hey, Kojima, you watched this movie and said, "I'm gonna use this sometime later in Metal Gear Solid
I like how
3."
And Johnny Ringo, I like how he's just pissed off, like this motherfucker ain't taking me seriously. He using a goddamn teacup. Fucking asshole.
See, you want to know what made it better? If Doc had the ability to control the flow of the teacup, and there was still something in it. So that whole spinning he was doing, he didn't spill a single drop.
That's some
dropping his whiskey.
Now
that is some anime shit.
I thought he was gonna do all that, throw it in the air, pow, 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 like do the thing, like you keep it in the air or some shit. I thought he was gonna do some unnecessary shit. No, he just almost said. I like how he did the ear because he flipped it around and act like he put it right in the host. I thought that was cool as shit.
I personally thought he was gonna go for like the super insult, did all that damn spinning. Come to find out, there was actually something in it, and he sipped it.
But even when Dee was saying, like, I know we're going all over the place, but that's
no. Hey, nigga, this is a 2-hour movie.
This is
a 2-hour movie.
Over 2-hour movie.
When you mentioned to them speaking in Latin and they were shit talking and stuff, it just reminds me when Batman is like talking to like a villain that's like Japanese or some other language, and he just all of a sudden starts taking the language, and you just laugh like Batman just pulls out fucking Chinese out the blue.
Yeah, you be talking Chinese. Meanwhile, here's Nightwing. Ha! I caught that.
No. He pulled the Captain America. I caught that reference.
Dude, why Earp is watching the conversation between Ringo and Doc Holliday, and he's like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying, but
that whole exchange of Latin dialogue. Here's me, and now the movie has gone into Tekken territory,
bro.
Yep.
Jin, I've come to battle you in the garage.
I never got to see you at the tournament. There's no reason to fight. You don't got one? Well, I do.
Harada, who greenlit that shit?
So, what do you want?
I like who did they get? Who in LA did they just grab?
Oh, that's not LA. No. That was all in-house. That was all in-house, sir. They got the same thing that they did.
Hey, Shinji, you know how I speak English good?
No, D. You misheard. When I say in-house, I'm saying they literally just hired whatever foreigner was in the country and brought them in. It's the same thing they did with Mega Man X4. But anyway, get you imagine nigga
get back to McDonald's? Hey, you won't be in the video game.
Can we talk about like, okay, so one of my things about Westerns that I love is how they do the action sequences, because it's like obviously you're dealing with 6 shooters and you know you're not automatic weapons and stuff, so there's like a rhyme and rhythm to the gunfights. Yeah, it's a rhyme and rhythm to it and stuff. They're not shooting off 15 shots, and it's like, you got a 6-shooter. How the fuck are you not reloading? What's going on here?
Again, they're oceloting.
You have to have somebody. No, literally, when you do these movies, sometimes, and I remember hearing this about, I forgot which movie did this. It might have been Unforgiven. It might have been one of the newer movies in the 90s, but they were about authenticity. And it was like, all right, stop, because you aren't fired off 6 of those shells. Don't do it no more. At least either show yourself reloading, or at least have there be a. That's where continuity
die behind cover and reload or something.
Put it this way, continuity becomes a big thing.
And that's the other thing too. When you reload, it ain't like, this ain't Walking Dead where you got the easy loader for 6 shooters.
Yeah, you got to put one at a time. Like, all right.
Everybody literally was carrying bullet belts, so you had to take 6 bullets out, just throw one in after another, spin that bitch.
This is why I like the showdowns way more, because it's like, that's why I like The Quick and the Dead. That's another Western movie I actually love, because it's like tense. You get one shot, that's it.
Oh, and that's the other thing too. When you got shot back then, nigga, you were
Oh,
dead.
you did. Now you get shot. All right, take me to the hospital. Get this bullet out. Let's go.
That's the other problem too. It depending on where you get shot. The bullet's in too deep.
No.
Can't suppress this.
Back then, you get shot in the leg. You better get that bullet out now, or you're losing a leg, or you just bleed out and die.
That bitch off, man.
That's what I mean, and that's what I'm saying. See, in Wyatt Earp's case, his brother got completely. What was it? He got his arm completely maimed, and his brother got shot in the back. The bullet was buried in so deep that the doctor couldn't get it out, and he died right there on the freaking pool table.
On the saloon table and was like, "All right, doc, get the bullet." I'm like, "You put him on a saloon table with all this alcohol." All right,
you forget, and we keep forgetting this because where we sit at in society and where we sit at with our education and our air conditioner and stuff, we forget how tough these niggas were back then. Like real talk, I love how I do get where people get mad at all the younger generations when we hit that junk like we ain't our ancestors, we ain't our grandparents, we ain't slaves and all that shit. Yeah, we're obviously not, because 90 degrees curls up half of you niggas. So no, we are not tough like everybody else. Nobody in America know anything close to how tough it was back in the West, man. Like you said, he got shot in the lower back. That thing was Here's the sick part about it. How much you want to bet a tool was made 4 years later that could have got that thing out of his back? Like, when
the doctor gave up, nigga, it was a wrap.
Oh yeah, look, you learned that medicine wasn't shit the second you saw Doc in there. I do believe that all this sweating that I am doing.
or when they cut your arm off. Or they cut your arm off, they tie your hand off. All right, son, chug this whiskey. We're going in.
You know, I had to take a sip every time Doc Holliday says my hypocrisy.
Man, I do declare.
Like, I had to take a sip of water. I was like, every time he said my hypocrisy, I'm like, damn it.
Because he had TB, right?
Powerful.
He had tuberculosis.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny with his, because I had to read up on this, and the real Doc Holliday literally lived like that.
He did.
He literally gambled constantly, drank constantly.
I mean, drinking is the only thing
getting you through the badass shoot. It was a badass gunman, dog.
I mean, drinking is the only thing that's going to keep the pain of TB away. I mean, if you think about it, I mean,
that's what it was, and it was really doing more harm than good. You know,
because you going to tell Doc Holliday back there, "Hey, Doc, drink water, you'll be fine."
No, can you say that Doc Holliday is like, what's his name? Yeah, the Waco Kid. Could you say the Waco Kid was like a very loose interpretation of Doc Holliday? Just someone who drank all the time. He didn't necessarily have TB because that'd have been too much for a Mel Brooks movie, but he just drank and he could shoot his ass off.
More so Billy the Kid.
Or Billy the Kid.
But the thing I learned about Billy the Kid, everything I learned about Billy the Kid is bullshit. Like this nigga. no, for real. The crap I've learned about Billy the Kid is like, oh, you were only the fourth best in the squad. Why are we even talking about you?
Young Guns taught us this.
But the thing I have learned about, like, I'm sorry, we used to the Waco Kid. The only thing that's going through my head,
little bastard shot me in the ass.
Thank you. I just liked it because he was like, reach for it, mister. And I turned around and
it's a 6-year-old kid.
He shot me.
Put my guns away. I turned around and walked away.
I'm like, and you thinking to yourself, that's a noble fucking story, my nigga.
That little bastard was about that life.
That little bastard shot me in the ass.
So I walked to the nearest saloon, crawled into the first drink, and I stayed there ever since. Fun fact. You know how a lot of these niggas lived back then? This happened a whole lot, and they walked it off, apparently. What's wrong? I got shot in my thigh. What's wrong? I got shot in my ass. Those two places, you'll live. As long as it don't hit the artery in your thigh, you're fine. Like, walk it off.
Apparently, you're fine.
Bullets and vibes. That's all you get.
Thank you.
Bullets and vibes.
That thing hit you in the cheek. Where that? Oh, man, it's right there. Right there. Hold on. Ah!
Maybe because I
I
played so much Red Dead Redemption 2. It's like, man, they were really slumming it in the Old West, man. It's like, yo.
See, the thing about,
yes, it's a video game, but still, man, it's like the shit that you had, like,
but
getting medicine was ridiculous. What you ate was just like whatever you got, you got.
No,
But-
I'm gonna
but
tell
no,
you.
but where-
I'm gonna
you
tell
know,
you what the
where,
problem was with the Wild West. Drinking water will fucking kill you.
Yeah, because
Brown ass water.
Drinking
like
water.
first of all, the water back then was terrible.
It was terrible.
No one ever thought of the novel idea of setting it on fire. Put that shit in a pot, boil it.
You know what the fuck?
By boiling it, you will at least burn out 90% of the bad shit that's
meanwhile,
in
horses are drinking the water like, I don't know what these motherfuckers talking about. This shit's good.
Yeah. True story. True story.
Actually, hold on. I'm sorry, D. Chris, to answer that question, horses built up an immunity. Go ahead, D.
Herd
True
immunity.
story.
No pun
Apparently,
intended.
the horses, not horses, but who was it? Who was it? Like drinking water back then, just like it straight up kill you because they were like, in one case, this is a true story. One case, they was drinking this water. It was like, oh my goodness. They was like, oh my goodness, why is the water so diseased? And they found out, oh yeah, we killed that Indian tribe up the street. That's why. Oh yeah, I forgot we did that to the water. Hey y'all, don't be drinking out that well, man.
When you think about it. Animals, bears, and everything shit in water. So you're drinking that same fucking water.
You're
gonna catch something.
There was no filtration system back
Which
then.
is ironic when you watch movies from the Old West and how the worst punishment you get is, all right, we're gonna put you out in the middle of the desert with a canteen of water and have fun, dog. That's your punishment.
A canteen of water.
Canteen of water. The nearest town is 100 miles. Good luck there, buddy.
Ration that shit out.
You can't even do that now. It's like, oh, you're gonna put me out in the middle of nowhere, huh? Yeah, I'll find a place. It's always a gas station.
God!
Here.
And let's not forget about
you better hope you have cell service out there.
Let's not forget about the predators. Let's not forget about all these animals that just want to kill you.
Scorpions,
like wolves,
snakes,
wolves.
Just pick a snake. Just pick a snake. It wants to kill you.
Wolves, vultures, rattlesnakes. Because that's like the number one desert snake is rattlesnakes. Second to sidewinders.
Look, the copperhead.
This is
Wait.
I did it wrong.
No. D, you said the copperhead. Like you mentioned copperhead.
I mean, this is why I mean,
middle finger to the copperhead because no, you're not important enough. I see when it comes to westerns in media, I see more rattlesnakes than copperheads.
All right, cool, dog. Look, I'm a banger out here, dog. I don't know who the fuck.
That's cute.
This is why, like, me and Aries, we talk about Uncharted. Was it Uncharted 3? Yeah. Where Drake fucking goes through that whole sequence in the plane, explodes, lands in the desert, and he has that fucking walking through the fucking desert and the dry ass land and shit.
This nigga drank water that was undrinkable.
He finds that one puddle and goes, "Oh God, it's undrinkable."
Walks the door, gunfight, and he's perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine. Video game logic.
Well, sir, guys.
Wait. Hold on. Let me go ahead and get the line out, Chris, before we get back to Tombstone. Gets rescued and gets questioned. Who are you, American? Why do the Americans cross the Rubal Holly?
The Rubal Holly.
Like, sir, I asked that. No, every time me and Chris go to a movie screening and there's a desert scene, I always lean over and say that. I would lean over and say, "And why do they cross the Rubal Holly?" And Chris is trying his best not to laugh in the theater.
Drake just all of a sudden just got the thirst of blood. All of a sudden now he's quenched. Like, all right, blood. Just straight going nuts.
No, I wouldn't even say thirst of blood. It's more like, thirst of survival.
Dude, the shit that had me rolling. We talking Doc Holliday lines. Fucking was it? Jack Johnson was like, "Hey Doc, shouldn't you be in bed? The hell you doing up anyway? Wyatt Earp's my friend. Hell, I got lots of friends. I don't."
I'm like, you know what that tells me, sir? It tells me that you ain't about that life. It tells me that you ain't trying to be there for your day unos.
I mean, look. Look, when Morgan Earp got killed, I think what I liked about that whole sequence is that they pulled the weather and the storm happening as kind of like the background to him getting
I
killed.
laughed because I'm like, I bet it was a sunny ass day when that nigga died.
I know, because the movie is like it's a thunderstorm, and Wyatt Earp is chilling in the saloon and stuff, and Doc Holliday is just chilling. It's just everybody drinking and chilling and stuff. And Morgan Earp, boom, he gets killed. I'm like, what?
No, it's a thunderstorm, and both brothers got fucked up.
Yeah, it's like, all right, fine,
I like how we just see one scene, and we see Sam Elliott. Hey Chris, the last time we see Sam Elliott doing this shit in the dark. Gets his arm completely maimed. He loses his arm. So that's all right. Look. It's all right, honey. I still got one good arm I can hug you with. I'm like, how you gonna do that, man? How you gonna do that?
That is adrenaline and love pumping through his.
How can you do that to the writer?
Writer. I mean,
were you with both brothers when they felt like, fuck it, we need to be U.S. Marshals. We need law and order in this bitch.
Oh, you remember,
shit is getting out of hand.
Well, you got to remember too, Wyatt Earp is dealing with his wife being addicted to opium.
Oh, of course.
Number two, and just dealing with exhaustion.
Speaking of his wife, isn't it funny how she clearly did not give a fuck? Like, you did not care about his wife at all.
Totally like yo.
It's like they fridged his wife without fridging his wife. It's like, yeah, she's addicted to opium. Doesn't matter. Let's get back to this good fight.
Every time he comes into the room and he sees her, she's always, ooh, gotta hide the bottle, gotta hide the good stuff, gotta hide the hooch. So she puts it in. She will hide that shit. Like, Wyatt just comes walking in like, woman, I already know what you're doing. And all he doing is just clean himself up going, you need to go easy on that stuff.
You need to stop smoking that shit. You stop smoking that shit.
You got to go easy on that stuff. You keep drinking it too much. You're starting to enjoy that shit a little too much. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Why are you drinking this?
Wow, modern era. Look, woman, I am 16-year-old Black Dynamite.
Who gave you the opium?
Who gave you the opium, ma'am? Who gave you the opium?
You know what was kind of funny? I was really, really waiting for respectability politics to show the fuck up, because they always do in these westerns. And I was really waiting for you to be a hero, or you could be some shit like that.
I mean, we already got that in the beginning of the movie with the wedding. The bloody wedding, where we see the happily married couple coming out, literally just got married, and my man caught the Manny. He got the Manny special from Scarface, got killed right there when they got married. The freaking priest, even he couldn't survive. Hell, they killed the bride as well.
The thing that get me with that was when after they was done shooting everybody else, they walked over. They walked right over. Man, you see these tamales, my nigga?
Hey, man, tamales good.
Yo, man, it's good. Hey, man, shoot that chicken in the head. Yeah, so, I'm thinking that tomorrow, see, he did good. I'm thinking that tomorrow we can go to the baseball game.
The priest comes out, gives the warning, in Spanish, and I was like, what the hell is he talking about? Like some white horse shit. What are you talking about? Said, no, what he was saying is, like the angel of death is riding on a pale horse. It means that it's coming. Justice is coming.
I mean, here's the thing. That was kind of clumsy, but I get where you were going with that movie.
It comes off clumsy at first, but really think about it. That the dying priest was literally setting up.
I know.
He was setting it up.
Only thing was just like, you understand, he's gonna come to town. His name was Wyatt Earp. He's gonna come with all these men.
This man is gonna turn this town upside down. God only knows what he's doing when he finds out. Hell's a coming.
No. He's gonna bring the thunder, and hell's a coming, because Wyatt Earp says.
I do not need to see a camera. I do not need to see a POV shot of Kurt Russell, younger Kurt Russell, humping the camera.
Well, I'm sorry.
Sir.
That? All I see is Stacey Adams' titties doing this right now. So I don't know what y'all.
Here's the kicker, right?
No, Tombstone, and it just
He
cuts to
has-
Kurt Russell humping.
This dude has
Hey,
okay.
We're
So
gonna wait the rest of the bitches. It's like 4 girls and a horse in the bed.
So we talked about like Wyatt Earp's wife, his common law wife, which basically means common law wife, is on
Which
opium.
means I can nut in anything I want to.
Yeah, which is ironic because his boy Doc is like, hey, that chick Josephine, she really wants to suck your dick, man. You might want to join and pursue that over there.
No, you're doing it wrong, Eric. Chris, you're doing it wrong. I do
Sir,
believe that woman over there is wanting what the French call fellatio.
But sir, I do believe that young Josephine is down to relations.
You would say relations.
She has a powerful thirst for something phallical, if you don't understand what I'm saying.
Do you understand? They didn't say fuck back then, so
No, they didn't.
So it was just
actually they did, but that's more pirates, cowboys.
It's pirates,
cowboys, black people. We said fuck. Nobody else.
But D. Doc doesn't necessarily say it. It doesn't seem like
I'm a man. I'm a gentleman.
It doesn't seem like it's something in his vocabulary to say. So for him to say, it seems she is down for relations.
Like you say, it's not as no, that is in my vocabulary. It's just that those are not the words that I am seeking, sir.
Also,
you have to talk like you're always tipping your hat to somebody.
Also, understand this, my friends. When he does have that one day of frolicking in the desert with Josephine, they go horseback riding, and first of all, I like how Kurt Russell breaks out the blanket, a little picnic blanket. They gonna sit down and talk.
He broke that bitch out of nowhere. I'm like, so you just knew this was gonna happen.
Exactly,
huh?
You knew she was the one, huh? So you just gonna sit down, have this conversation with her. She starts hitting him with the real shit, like, what do you want out of life? I think the best thing for a man is to have a wife and kids. I just want to settle down and have a normal life. That's what you want to do. No, I would like to travel the country, travel the world, see things, and live off a room service.
Hold on. Real talk.
In
real life, Wyatt Earp said this. Room service.
Service?
No, my favorite was when he actually said a real Wyatt Earpy thing, which was nervios. But no, when he brought up, as soon as he heard that, I was like, oh, you see what she did? She planted that seed in his brain. So now it's gotten him to think. He's like, wow, I'm thinking of shit I've never thought of thanks to this one conversation with Josephine. Goes back home to his common law wife and asks her the same shit. Like, let me try this. If this works on my law wife, then it's meant to be. I will continue to ignore her codependency on opium if she's about this life. And seeing how she is completely off into the left field, has no idea what I'm talking about. I like that he walked away, leaned over in bed, and just said, "You know what? Never mind. Just forget it."
You know what?
At that point, he knew right away she ain't the one. She is married to her. She is no longer the one.
Let's put it this way: if that was a woman that he had years under, and she goes, "What the fuck are you talking about?" That's a different story. Anybody that wants to say, "Well, she didn't know." No, this is common law wife. In other words, this is a side chick that he decided to say, "Let's get married."
It's the biblical thing to do.
Thank you. I might get you pregnant. So,
which is funny because Wyatt Earp was married 5 times in his life,
something like that.
It's kind of ironic how Josephine was the first to eye him. Like, who's that tall drink of water? And I like described him like he has the eyes of a hawk and a prey, and all this shit. And I'm like, so you really just selling the shit out of Wyatt Earp to this chick?
No. It was Kurt Russell as the director and part writer of this movie doing this to the cock of Wyatt Earp. Yes, people that watching, D got hands. He know. Look, come on, man. Look,
two-handed.
Don't listen to that shit. Just
two-handed.
No, you gotta do it. Harris, you gotta do it like Dave Chappelle. Motherfucker.
No, D, go for gusto. With gusto.
I mean, you know what?
It's a great Eris. Now you got me thinking of this idea of a porno I had one time of Ronald Reagan. All right, do it for the Gipper.
Do it for the Gipper.
Then look, I say that.
No,
I already know it was done.
No, you're right.
I already know somebody did that.
No, D. Oh God, this is actually a
great.
really
Now I see April O'Neil in there with him.
No, D. It's a really bad porno title, but really think about it. Mrs. Gorbachev, I'm tearing down your walls.
I mean, it's you know what? So they filmed this movie.
Reagan smash.
I'm sorry, y'all. That segment belongs to BAM. Okay, it belongs to the BAM podcast. Please hashtag BAM podcast. Please go listen to it. Anyway,
all I'm saying is,
go back to what you were saying, Chris. Yes, this movie was shot in Arizona.
They shot in Arizona, which it's one of those things where, of course, there's only one other place, either that or a soundstage and stuff. But they filmed this in Arizona, and I think what was interesting is that they actually went through a couple of directors during the process and stuff. Like it was screenwriters they went through, because I think Michael Biehn at one point, because I actually watched a couple of videos of them doing like behind the scenes, and I guess Biehn was mentioning that he felt at one point like the screenwriters didn't have an understanding of like the setting that they were in.
And the main reason why is because the writer of it, Kevin, because he was friends with the writer Kevin Jarre, who was the actual writer of this movie. And yeah, Michael's going to have a whole different feeling and flow to this than anybody else will have on the movie. In fact, when they switched directors and all that, he was one of the main people. Like, no, I'm out. I'm effing out. And it basically came out of Kurt Russell like, come on, Mike. Everybody say yes. Don't be a dick. like that obviously went down, man.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like you got to get somebody that's going to understand the movie that you're making instead of just.
So in that case, thank God for Kurt Russell.
Yeah, and I mean that was the thing. It was just kind of like, because I think what it was is that the original director had like as Kevin Smith said, a lot of chuffa in the script.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what are all these subplots? Why do we have this shit in the movie? Like, get it out of here. No, we don't need this. Like,
and also the way I read it, though, even though Michael Biehn didn't like the way that was done, though, he was like, well, he was giving light to all this, and Kurt Russell was like, no, motherfucker, this is supposed to be about Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp. What the fuck are you worried about? Because you got 5 or 6 lines, Caden? That's really what I think what happened. I think Ringo had a bigger
role.
I think he had a much.
That's why it felt like.
Because if you notice anything, oh shit, Harris, are you all right, man? Oh shit, this is bad when you get some blue screen of death. That never happens with Harris. That never happens with him, man. But it's kind of funny though when you notice that Powers Booth and Michael Biehn start getting kind of scarce in this movie. It got to the point where I thought Curly freaking died.
Yeah,
I really thought Curly died.
Next
thing I know, I see Powers Booth sitting there with that little smile he got, which I absolutely love because of his mustache.
Mm-hmm.
But I see him like, nigga, I thought you died. You were gone for nearly 20 minutes of this movie. Where were you at?
And the thing of it is, when Ringo takes over the Cowboys after Curly Bill gets killed, I forgot that happened because I thought Curly and Ringo got killed at the same time, but it was like, oh no, Ringo just took over, and then later on it did. It's like, oh, that's what it was. Okay,
I thought the same thing too.
I really feel the movie was supposed to end with both of them having this big face off and shit, but it was just like, oh no, it's just Ringo and the Cowboys at the end, and then boom, credits, kind of thing and stuff. So
you think it would have been? You thought it would have been like that, but no, they kind of. That's the one part I didn't like about the movie, because the second Wyatt Earp got that doggone not became a sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's when he became a marshal. Is when he became a U.S. Marshal.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like the movie slammed on the fast forward button on like 2 or 3 scenes and then left it slow for these 2 or other 3 scenes that felt like they didn't need it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the last scene, which was Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp talking to each other on Doc's deathbed. As much as I appreciated that scene because it was some great acting in it, the thing I didn't, as much as I appreciated that part, I was like, cut. Fucking cut. We don't need all this. The movie's over.
Mm-hmm.
Evil's been vanquished. Like, why are we even have? I got it. I understand.
How many more minutes we got left? Huh.
Man, this is a long 4 minutes, nigga. Come on, man. No, for real. This nigga took like a whole.
I mean, I think it was like you said though. Like the movie is.
Are you talking about the part where Doc dies, right?
Yeah.
So funny.
I'm basically just talking about. I'm sorry.
Funny thing about that. Okay, dude, you're getting roboticized over here.
Now, oh God, I am. Shit. Go ahead.
What I was saying was the interesting fact about Doc Holliday's death is that, like, the way they played in the movie is exactly how it happened in real life. Yeah. Because the part where, like, for anyone else who saw the movie and got confused, like, what the hell was he talking about? You know, he moves, like, he shows his, you know, he was moving his feet and saying, "Huh, this is funny," and died right there on the spot. So that was in reference to him. Number one, he wanted whiskey, and of course, you know, he's in that sanatorium, and they're like, no. And the reason why he felt it was funny and died on the spot when he looked at his feet is that he believed all his life he was going to die in his boots, like, you know, in a gunfight. Mm-hmm. And seeing him in a sanatorium dying from TB, you know, that was the irony to him.
But also,
it's funny. I like that.
But we have to talk about the showdown at the OK Corral with Billy Clanton and the Lord McGlory brothers.
It looked like they just pulled up on these niggas when they weren't watching. I don't think it was a showdown.
Bro, the pull-up game was real.
Oh, they came.
That wasn't a showdown. Means they were waiting for you. These niggas was like, yeah, man. So I'm trying to see the game tomorrow.
Yeah, I think you're like, damn, you're like 2 seconds behind. Holy shit, the fuck happened?
Yeah, that gunfight at the OK Corral, since that was based on the real thing, I was like, yo, how they gonna play this out? And I loved it because they, like, everybody was literally about that life, and they were just like, everybody was holding their guns, just waiting for it. All I needed to hear was Doc Holliday go, "Say when." Mm-hmm. And then the gunfight breaks out. Now, can we mention how in the middle of this gunfight, basically, if you didn't have plot armor, you literally was eating bullets.
Oh yeah, you were 100% eating them bullets. Like it's straight. People were catching strays back there. This was like literal.
But the one person who didn't catch a stray, you know, the one person who did not catch a stray was Josephine in that freaking room when old boy, armor. No, hold on. Well, old boy crashed through the window and was like, "Give me a gun! Give me a gun!"
I call bull crap.
No, everybody was firing wildly at that window, and I'm like, son.
A lot of innocent bystanders getting capped.
No, she was literally saved by the power of that damn mirror that she was standing behind. Because nothing got damaged in that room.
I mean, I think the build up for the fight though was hilarious because you see Doc Holliday, he has his cane, and then he just looks over to I forgot which one of the Earp brothers. He just gives him the cane, and he just gives him the shotgun.
It wasn't Morgan. It was the other one. It was
Sam Elliott. Yeah. So I just like how they just swapped. He's just
Virgil. Thank you.
Or is it Virgil?
Virgil.
Yeah, Virgil gives Doc Holliday the shotgun. He takes his cane, and then they just walk down the street. And I'm like, so Virgil going to just beat the shit out of somebody with that cane or what?
Fuck yeah, that's the way it looked.
He was looking like y'all gonna get this cane work for real.
Fucking just blah blah blah.
Never mind the fact that he's got two pistols. Which, by the way, did you like how in the West you had the stand your ground law, but at the same time, if you shot somebody and killed somebody with your gun, you had to turn them into the marshals?
Yeah, that was
a weird
something.
Law, wasn't it?
The laws of the dude, I really, when they sit there and say the Wild Wild West, they are not joking about the Wild Wild West. Like they just play fast and loose with the freaking
they do
rules. Like, oh, Cool. Whatever happens, happens. What are you gonna do?
It's like, okay, that happened. Like who killed him? Oh, you did? Self-defense? Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, I get that. I'm gonna need your gun though. Like for what? Like he came at me. Yeah, but I gotta turn it in, man. Gotta turn
It's like I paid $50 for this damn gun. Now I don't have a goddamn gun.
It's like I gotta turn in the gun to the marshals.
Like guns, like the prices of guns when you look at it, it's like $50 for a gun. Back then, that was a lot of fucking money.
It was a
now
lot
it's money,
but getting it. See, that's the funny thing. Getting the gun back in the day was like going in 7-Eleven and getting a Slurpee.
Man, listen, it's like they had the guns. They gave you some bullets as soon as you got your gun.
I think you got like what? You got a clip. You got
a clip, maybe two clips.
No, you got one clip for free.
Well, if you buy this gun, actually, you know what? Joke as you may, I heard this is true. Even back then, you opened a bank account in a bank back then. You actually got a gun.
You got a gun.
I was like, get the fuck out of here! Like that's crazy.
Hey man,
like hey ma'am, we bought a house on the frontier, and I just went to open a bank account, and I got a gun.
Open up the bank account, got a gun for free. I'm like, hey man, you got to protect your investment.
Can't do that shit now.
They knew that you bought a house.
So now you just get a microwave if you're lucky.
You be lucky. You say a
toaster?
Microwave? No, that's what I was gonna say. Toaster. Like, dude, you were lucky if you got a toaster.
Man, this just guns were just everywhere. It's like it is kind of crazy when you look at that setting and stuff and just everything. It was like it literally felt like fucking dive kick, one shot death.
Dive kick. Like I said, you had to be extremely surgical when it came to using a gun in the Old West. Sure, bullets were easy to come by, but it was all about that precision aiming. First of all you had was iron sights. There was no laser scope. There was no, there was no 5x zoom. There was none of that shit. It was just iron sights, shot, take your shot. If you hit it, you hit it.
I mean, it's just, it's just crazy. Just
you have to be surgical.
But like you said, the pull-up game, like you said, was just fucking hilarious. Dude's out here drinking, washing himself off, and all of a sudden, boom, they just pull up on him. I'm like, God damn. Like,
I mean, just when you think it was safe.
Like, nah, bro.
Like just when you think it was safe to be outside. Nah, bro. Like this gunfight going down at the OK Corral.
I mean, but it's just, yeah, this movie is long. I didn't realize because in my head I was like, okay, this is probably like an hour 45 movie. This movie's like what, 2.5 hours?
Like 2 and some change hours.
I'm like, bro, it needed to be hour 45 and end this. Like, what are we doing here?
I mean, there was a lot of plot points, and the funny thing is the gunfights, they're not as long as you would think they would be, considering how long this movie is. Because the gunfights go by real quick, don't they?
I mean, we ain't talking about John Wick here, where it's like, all right.
Not even John Wick. Like, I'll go back even further, way back in the 60s. Again, I will reference this movie because I love this movie a lot. The gunfights in this are shorter than the gunfights in The Wild Bunch.
Oh, the Wild Bunch, it's like fucking chaotic.
It is. It's extremely chaotic. They said I think for the longest time, the Wild Bunch had like the highest body count in terms of a gunfight next to Scarface.
I mean, you think about that, and also Death Wish 3 with them having that fucking time crisis, fucking gunfight and shit.
I mean, like in between those two movies, like from 69 to 83, like. Who had a higher body count in terms of movies? And
I feel Westerns.
Wild Bunch definitely had the higher body count compared to Scarface.
I mean, I feel Westerns, you had to up the body count because it's just everything goes boom, 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 done.
Especially when it came to third act gunfights, everybody's getting one shot at.
Mm-hmm. Westerns and anime.
Yeah,
Westerns and anime.
No, see, in anime is unfair because you have guns, you got grenades, you got all sorts of explosives and shit, as well as bullets. So there's that. The closest you get in the Western is somebody just happens to light a freaking stick of TNT and toss it.
Well, I mean,
or that one badass that's sitting behind the old school minigun, the one you gotta do like this.
The one you gotta crank.
I mean, the closest you get to anything with a high body count anime that's semi-realistic is Black Lagoon. To a degree,
or was it Ballad of Fallen Angels, Cowboy Bebop, and Real Folk Blues?
Let me time out for a second on that one because I'm sorry, Spike Spiegel just perfect headshots of motherfucker that got fade. I'm like, I couldn't make that shot. Faye would have got nicked or something, but this motherfucker just bam. I'm like, oh shit.
I mean,
that's why we call it a cartoon.
First of all, did you notice the stoicness of Spike Spiegel? Because he just had the gun, no nervousness, no shaking. He's like, this dude's been dead like 10 minutes ago. All I got to do
was pissed, like, you son of a bitch. Why did you warn me? Fuck.
Just pull the trigger. Done. One shot.
Yeah, I mean,
down the freaking iron sights, as I just said, going back to Tombstone. That's how it worked in these movies. You had to look down freaking iron sights.
That's why I'm like Marty McFly in Back to the Future 3. I'm like, I'm not built for these fucking shootouts. It's not happening. No, fuck no.
Hey, no, you were. You want to know why? Because you spent weekends on weekends playing Wild Gunman.
No, in this instance, this is weekend upon weekends of Time Crisis. That shit will fail me immediately.
I'm talking about back in the day. I'm talking back in the day with Marty McFly. See, he acted like he wasn't built for it. Like, bro, you play Wild Gunman. You knew what
I'm talking about for myself now. I'm like, yeah, Time Crisis ain't helping out me out on this, bro. Not at all.
First of all, I'm shooting at a screen. I'm aiming down the sights at a screen. Okay.
Where's the sight? I'm done. It's like gun. This is like done, man. It's like I'm not built for shootouts and stuff. I mean, it's like it's why, like, when you look back at some of these movies and stuff, it is like tragically like big time difference in like watching John Wick, where they're actually shooting legit too as well, but just in a different way. Yeah, stylized and stuff, but it feels realistic. And also, well, we got bulletproof vests and all that stuff, so you have to kind of like be smart at how you kill people and stuff now. So
until the bald guy comes walking up to you and says, "Armor-piercing bullets."
This is why we go back in time. I'm like, hey guys, can we stop by a store and get a bulletproof vest? I ain't trying to get fucking killed in the old west and shit.
First of all, there was no such thing as that.
No, I'm talking about if we go back in time, I'm getting a bulletproof vest in this era.
Well, Chris, for that, Chris, I at that point I got to ask the question. All right, we're going back in time. What rules are we going off of? Terminator rules, Back to the Future rules? I mean, time traveling is always a set of rules. Okay, nothing dead. Yeah, but that's what it was. Nothing dead can go through. It has to be living.
I mean,
so
look,
you can't take guns, can't take clothes.
I mean, look, shit. All I know is I can shoot a motherfucker with a blicky, and they're gonna be like, all right, guys, chill out. All right, I get you had a disagreement. It's fine. I'm like, he just shot a guy out on the street. What are we doing here?
No, Chris, no one didn't think of just grabbing the front end of a potbelly oven and like tying some rope around that shit and strapping it to your chest, making a bulletproof vest back then.
When Doc and when Doc and Wyatt, Earp, and his brothers are talking, and you just see these dudes break out into an argument and just shoot a dude on the street. I'm like, dear God, what is going on here?
Well, it's the same.
Wild West.
No, it was the same thing when old boy said, all right, man, you're shooting your gun off in the air. It's the middle of the night. Why are you doing this? You are clearly
drunk. Bullets fall down, sir. Like, what are we doing?
Whoa! You bringing additional science into this?
Can you please? I need both guns, man. Give me both of the guns. And he was like, all right, here's both of my guns. Here you go. Handed him the first gun. He hands him the second one. Pulls the trigger. Bill. Oh my God. That sobered him up real quick.
Nigga, D has a point. It's like, I'm a black man bringing up science. They will lynch my ass in a heartbeat. Like, what's this black man talking about science?
I didn't say all that, but
I know when you said bringing up science, like, I'm the one dude that's like, if you shoot bullets in the air, it's gonna come down.
Nigger, who told you what gravity is?
At that point, I look at him and they would look at Chris and say, he's a wizard nigger.
Doc Holliday is just like, he seems like a very educated nigga.
Oh yeah, he was.
No. And the funny thing is, because it's Doc Holliday, you don't get mad at him saying that.
Actually, Doc would have said this, like as I see, so all of you been outwitted by a Negro, and then hold on. Then the first time I seen that happen, and you have to say it with a lot of homo charm to it to really get Southern dandy right. You have to say it like you might put a dick in your mouth.
D,
you know what I mean?
No, D, listen. First of all, if he were to say that, I would sit here and be like, there's only two people that can get away with saying this shit. It's you and freaking Candy over in Candyland.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It doesn't matter.
See,
It doesn't matter.
Hold up. See, I'll let it go if he says nigga and slams his hand on the glass and cuts himself, because I know he's method acting at this point, because he didn't plan for that shit.
Like really, like it's funny you say the word nigga. I don't, of all the people in this movie, real talk, I think Wyatt Earp was like just like he didn't like the brownies. I just know
that old boy when he mentioned about the Chinese, he was part of like the Chinese delegation or some shit.
Yeah,
like
the anti-Chinese delegation. Yes.
You could tell Wyatt Earp, the word nigga was literally hiding behind his mustache
the entire time.
The whole time.
Chink was too.
He just needed an excuse to say it, and out of the over 2 hours that this movie gave us, never got the opportunity.
Gentlemen, did you not know this is the Wild Wild West prelude to the Blue Lives Matter movement?
This was all the mustaches,
just
U.S. Marshals, lawmen.
It like, see, the whole thing about the lawmen too, like I don't like really getting into like how muddled it gets, because
it's very muddled.
Because I really don't, because a lot of the shit that they did was super illegal. I'm not even look, and I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about even back then it was super illegal.
The one part that people don't talk about enough, when Schultz kills that dude that was the sheriff in town, and he asked the history, yeah, he just came into town and he was the sheriff. I'm like, they just named any nigga a fucking sheriff? God damn, like, yo.
People think that's just some stupid Wild West thing they do on TV.
That is the whole funny part, is you don't just make just anybody a sheriff. You will make an entire nigga that is that's a freaking convict. Someone who's wanted,
a whole ass rapist. It's like, yeah, he's the sheriff.
No, dude got like my man got warrants. Okay, he's got warrants, and you make him a sheriff. I swear.
Yeah.
I mean, word didn't travel. And you want to know something? This shit right here is what caused background checks to be a thing.
I mean, back then, it's like you could literally, no bullshit. I mean, now you can't just go to another town and you fine. Back then, though, it's like, oh, I'm in the next town 100 miles away. Nobody knows about my history. I'm fine. I'm good.
News don't travel like that.
News don't travel like that. They might hear the news. But here's the thing. The news will travel to you, but it'll be like 5 years later. And at that point, the whole town loves you. So it's like,
they let it go.
He raped that chick like 5 years ago, but it don't matter. It's fine. It's good. It's great. It's great. Yeah.
Hold on. You know how many people he's locked up? You know how many people he put away? You know how many people he put in the dirt?
He helped build the school. I don't know what you're talking about.
He helped build the railroad through this town.
Now, he made sure that there was enough people to come over here during the church potluck 3 months ago.
You know for a fact that would be the school, the freaking school marm to say that.
It's always like that. It's always like you say. It's always something like well, he brought a lot of agriculture to.
It's like it doesn't count the fact that he burned and raped and pillaged. It doesn't matter.
But here's the thing about that:
he built a bank and he established our first city hall.
Seriously? Yeah, I'm serious. Look, you're thinking like he's actually did a lot of good for this town. Actually.
And how long ago did you say this shit was? 6 years ago?
Wow, really? This is a transformed town. This is like hold on, Eris. Deal breaker for us as white men at that time. Wow, wait a minute. Are there any engines around 50 miles that way? Land the ghost.
I mean, let's be real. It's like that part in Django where he's going after.
How you like that? I took off my headset, land the ghost. No, you gotta do this, and then you gotta wave it like that. That's like.
But it's like that scene in Django where like they're going after this guy and killing him, and Django don't want to kill him because he got a wife and kid, and he got land and got family. He's like, well, dude, look at what he's wanted for.
Yep.
He gotta go, man. Sorry,
he gotta go. And the problem with the other problem with that, Chris, is the statute of limitations.
Yeah,
that shit wasn't up yet.
Yeah, it wasn't up yet. That
you know what? Yeah, this is 2021 talking. Hey man, no internet and cameras don't exist. Have fun.
Go at it.
Yeah,
go at it.
I mean,
I'm sorry, and you're the law.
My man played Battlefield with that shot.
I mean, let's be real too.
They were.
I mean, let's be real too. Me and D have joked about this. Me and D have joked about this. It wasn't nothing but like 40 years ago. your great grandfather had a family in another town that did not know the family from the other town for years.
Like, here's the thing.
That's crazy. That was 40 years ago.
Like, can you imagine if you were the law and there's no one around you and you can just kill somebody unless there's an investigation, which, by the way, investigations happen way differently than they do now.
Did you do it? All right, cool.
Like, the thing that killed me about the U.S.
you'd be lucky if they spent a month on it.
The thing that it's kind of funny because I really kind of don't fucks with law enforcement. I really don't, but I do respect some of the shit they got to do and go through, and some of the shit they flex. Like when your boy pulled up at the train station, like, yeah, we about to get his wife, about to get that nigga. They all got shot in the back, and your boy and Wyatt pulled up, like, you see that motherfucker? Mm-hmm. That's U.S. Marshal. Meaning that I can kill with impunity.
I want you to take a good
without
look.
impunity.
I want you to take a good look at this. You see that? Because that's what's going to happen to you. I want you to be the messenger. Let them know that justice is coming.
Dun, dun, dun.
And tell them I'm coming.
The best part, the lightning striking behind him as he said it. I'm like, oh yeah. That's
my best part. That's when you know he meant it. You're here.
I think the best one. I think the best one is when Doc Holliday calls out fucking Ringo on what he said in the bar earlier in the movie and stuff about blood for blood and shit. And Ringo was like, "Oh, dog, I was just joking." Really now?
No,
I wasn't.
No, when he said, "Oh, I was just kidding around," I wasn't.
We can make it legal now.
There wasn't nobody.
We can make it legal.
Like, there's nobody out here. I'm your Huckleberry.
No, that was the best part. Well, I didn't think you was gonna show up. I'll be your Huckleberry.
Dude, when he said make it legal and just show the badge, it was like the jerk off motion, and Ringo was like, yes, I've been wanting this.
Otherwise,
hey, look up.
No. D, you did it wrong. Say when.
I'm mad DC D says this.
Keep your head up.
See, D says this. I'm pretty sure if we travel back in time, I can get away with it in like 2 gunfights before somebody catches on to the fuck's he talking about? Look out behind me.
You know what? I think you have to break that out at the right time. You just can't just do it like that. No, it has to be when nobody's seen it. Nobody's
what's that?
D, I'm sorry, D. Guys, I will pull the Charlie Murphy. Okay. Bam! Shoot him right below the knee.
No, sir. It's the Black Dynamite where he fakes the heart attack. Hey, what the fuck is going on?
No, but I'm dead serious. I really would do the Charlie Murphy. I would legit do the Charlie Murphy bit. Just shoot him right there below the kneecap to avoid attempted murder.
Come on, nigga. This is 1800s, man. You a white man with a gun and a star on your chest. If you don't shoot him in the face,
shoot him in the face.
Shoot him dead in the chest.
No, make it better. You got to do it the Tarantino route. You take two of the 2 6-shooters, put them shits together like the freaking Buster rifle, and shoot him in the face and watch his face explode.
Which when I saw that, like, I don't think it would happen just like that. But
I don't think it would happen like that either. But thank you, Tarantino.
They're like, thank you, Quentin. I wanted a comedic version of a pumpkin exploding. Thank you.
That's great. That's excellent.
Yo, man.
4 bullets, and there goes Senior Bob.
Now, while I was having trouble with my internet, did y'all talk about we talked about Virgil losing his arm. We talked about the OK Corral. Did we talk about how Curly died?
Yeah, I brought no. We didn't bring him how Curly died. See, Curly.
This nigga, I loved it. Because he straight up called my man out.
No, he did. But I want to point out something. This is how you know that the director of this did Rambo, First Blood Part 2, because he literally made Wyatt Earp Rambo for that hot second when he shows up, and you just see him pull out the freaking the exploding bow and arrow. I'm like, dude, he just walked out in the middle of a gunfight in the middle of the freaking river and just ended my man's life like that.
I loved it because all you hear from Wyatt is no. As he gets up and he's walking towards the river, right? When he's walking towards the river, the best person in the whole scene, Johnny. Oh hell yeah! Like that nigga was ready. Like it's about to be a fight. What he didn't think was gonna happen happened. Curly's gun got like he was like, wait, hold up, man, hold up, nigga.
I think what was interesting too is that you have this posse with Wyatt, Doc, Michael Rooker is a former cowboy and stuff, and you got Peter Sirocco with that mustache that
Hey, I'm sorry, Chris.
Thank you for that, Peter Sirocco with the mustache.
Can I do the Wyatt? Not the Wyatt. Sorry, the Michael Rooker moment.
Go ahead.
Rolls up.
You're the resident Michael Rooker.
He rolls up in the middle of that freaking storm and lets him know, Wyatt, I wanted to let you know up front. I had nothing to do with this. Wasn't my call. Like nothing. Aren't you brothers for life or something like that? Not after this night. Throws the red sash on the ground. If you need anything, just call me.
Also, just a tip. Somebody in your life is about to die very dramatically.
Well, no, that was after.
That was after his brother died?
Yeah, it was
after his brother.
Because you remember he put his family on the train and all that stuff after everything.
Yeah. I'm thinking the other way around. Yeah, you're right.
Now the part that that had me upset again as the resident Michael Rooker guy of the group was seeing your boy come by on horseback, completely shadowed in the middle of the freaking high noon.
Man,
like he's far away. I mean, he's not even far away, but yet he comes in on a black horse. He's completely shadowed out, and we see something dragging behind him. A man leaves whatever it was behind. They run up on him. I'm like, they got Michael Rooker. His character McMasters. They got McMasters. I was like, yo, this man got murdered off screen.
Oh my god, man!
And it was fucked up too because he was the one that helped Josephine get out of town.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah.
I'm like, hey,
did they show how he died though?
No, I said, he got killed off screen. They literally dragged his corpse back into town.
It was kind of like one of those. When the fuck did that happen? Like, all right, he did. Sure, fine.
And the sad thing is, you really didn't expect McMaster to go because he wasn't talking about after getting rid of all the cowboys, he was going to settle down, get himself a wife, have a farm,
aka the two days of retirement talk.
Not even the 2 days of retirement, the Black Dynamite shit. Have ourselves some horses and cows. Know what I mean?
Wyatt Earp claimed in the Flood manuscript that McMasters had been killed in 1898 in the Philippines while serving in the Spanish-American War. However, official records do not list him as a soldier. A probate record filed by his sibling in 1906 listed his death in Colorado of 1892.
Jeez.
So whatever happened to him in this movie didn't happen.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Well, I mean, it's like that with a lot of movies.
No. And see, that's fine. And see, in some instances, let me make that very clear. In some instances, when you do these real life stories, of course, you're not going to get everything right. And sometimes you got to keep the story going. In the case of Michael Rooker, he wasn't that big of a figure in the movie. His death, there or never, was never going to change the fate of anything. So why not?
Honestly, his death really was supposed to be just like a symbol to narrow down the Tombstone back to 4 again.
Exactly.
I mean,
you are kind of right with that. You are really kind of right with that.
Are you guys at all shocked that Billy Bob actually ad-libbed his lines?
No,
I'm not. Not at all.
Like when I heard that, I was like, oh, of course he did. Of course, it's Billy Bob. Billy Bob ad-libs everything.
So that happened in real life too.
What?
Oh, except he didn't kill Frank. And when Curly killed Fred White, he didn't shoot him in the chest. He shot that nigga in the dick. He goes to grab the barrel of the gun. The gun discharged, striking White in the groin. Wyatt Earp, who borrowed Fred's pistol that day. Okay, whatever. So yeah.
Listen, Chris, you good?
I'm sorry, like look.
That's the one thing. No, that is like Chris's Achilles heel right there. Seeing anyone get shot in the dick is like, ugh.
There's a couple of things here,
And they skipped all of this, but he was basically acquitted for the death years later, and it was actually, you said it was an accident.
My thing is this: I remember when Lorena Bobbitt cut her husband's dick off, and he got it surgically put on there, and I'm like,
started doing porn. Anyway, continue.
How quick is the turnaround time before it becomes useless? Number one. Number two.
Well, apparently he had to put it in.
Why did you mention that, Harris? Just like how you're like, and by the way, he did porn.
Yeah,
after the fact.
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, he did this shit out of fucking spite. Like, see, I got my dick on, bitch. I can do porn. It's like, dog, no.
I never. No. You know what? I think it's time for me to actually look it up and see what I'm looking. Because, like, in a way of,
what you want to see a Frankenstein stitched dick inserting it on a chick or something like that?
Sadly, at this point, it's just curiosity. Like, no, it's like this. It's like this. There you make it. He ain't about to put that in. It's Daisy. All right,
see, my ain't shit.
Hey, Chris, you hit this move. I seen enough.
No, D, here's my ain't shit ass. That shit ain't real. That's a stunt dick, and you know it.
That's a stunt dick.
Yeah, it's just, but in the Wild West, we talk about the Wild West, and when you get shot in the dick, I feel like you might as well just go ahead and shoot me in the head, because I have not lived my life.
Bleed out.
Just go ahead and I bleed out. I would rather die. All right, I don't even want to live at this point. Don't do that to me.
I mean, how can you at that point?
Shoot me in the fuck. It's like you shoot me in the balls, and it's like, oh shit.
So I got a good question, guys. Between the time of Fred getting killed and Curly dying, how long do you think that was?
1 day.
Eris?
Wait, hold on. One more time. You said
between the day. Remember when Curly killed Fred and the day he died? How long do you think that was?
So you say there was a day. I don't think that was a day. I don't think that was a day at all. In fact, I want to say that was because they had to change they turned everything around, became lawmen and all that shit. So I'm giving that, I want to say 2 months?
No. 18 months.
18 months. Okay.
Between that time,
a year and a half. God damn.
A full year and a half. Because within that year, he went to jail and then got acquitted. Yeah. And within that time, they made it a note in the Wikipedia. 18 months before he was killed by Wyatt Earp. Yeah, Wyatt Earp was the one that was actually protecting him from getting killed, because when he killed Fred, he was thinking to himself, they're about to lynch the living shit out my ass.
No, because the movie definitely plays with time.
So it does, doesn't it?
Like, it makes all this shit seem like it happened literally within the span of like they made it seem like this shit all happened within the span of less than a week.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I felt some type of way when I saw Virgil get hit, but even though he didn't die, but still, it's like, y'all just got there.
No, the part that
you know what I mean?
No, the part that really made me feel some type of way was was when Wyatt Earp comes into town, sets himself up, sets up his brothers, they all go into business with each other. Literally in the next scene, we're making so much money off of this business. Like, we made so much money, we got a pool table in the middle of the room. I'm like, how long were y'all in business? Y'all make it seem like y'all been in business for years. Y'all been in business.
Like, y'all got a billiard table, bro.
Like, y'all got a billiard table. Y'all act like y'all been in business for like a couple of months. Nigga, y'all just started this shit 2 hours ago.
It's like he finds out his wife's on opium and stuff, and then it's like immediately he's like, all right, I gotta get into something, so we're gonna profit off this gambling emporium and alcohol, and then we're good to go, right?
Not to mention, cool. Not to mention, you had the world's greatest hustler in the game, Doc Holliday.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Chilling there and stuff. I mean,
this man could count cars without even counting them.
I mean, let's be real. That I think that was the stock of back in the day. It's like, well, what's for fun? Gambling and drinking.
Yep. That was all you could do.
Play the piano.
Gambling, drink, play the piano, and shoot stuff.
Shoot these cans right here. All right. Just gambling and vibes and drinking. I would not survive the Wild Wild West, man. It's
I
like
Wow.
did.
So,
By the way, I
okay.
did like Doc Holliday's at the time, on screen girlfriend, who as soon as he got his diagnosis that he has tuberculosis, and he has he told him he has 2 years, 2 days, depending on your lifestyle and shit. Like, yo, everything you've been doing, you need to give all that up.
nope.
And
Drinking.
like then when this girl comes in and says, I knew it wasn't nothing, I knew you'd be okay, haven't I always taken good care of you? You have. Go ahead, have a drink. You have taken care of me, darling. You could be the perfect angel. On second thought, you could be the Antichrist. I'm like, how long before these two actually break up?
Dude, when he said the Antichrist, I was like, and she's gone.
Big Nose Kate, as what her name was.
Her name, Big Nose Kate.
Yeah, she was actually a Hungarian prostitute that was actually a common law wife of Doc Holliday's.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
She actually lived longer than anybody else in this movie. She died in 1940.
Oh,
Jeez.
I know. It makes you think like this is within time frame of like people we know who are walking the earth. You know what I mean? Like, wow. This shit wasn't that far away.
She died at the age of 90. That is wild.
90, my nigga. So the one thing that I read up real quick though. I read up real quick how Curly died. Yeah, Curly did die that way. He did get shot in the stomach with buckshots. But it was actually way worse than that because they nearly cut him in half.
Shit.
Mm-hmm. So, where's his body at? What do you mean you don't know? Apparently, the Cowboys took his body and buried him around the embankments. So, where's his body? It's probably gone.
Yikes.
If it was at an embankment of a river in the middle of Arizona, I can guarantee you in that spot is probably a highway right now. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know. It's like there was too many, like that's Arizona and there's trees. Oh yeah. That body's gone. That body's gone. If it was in the middle of the desert, yeah, we probably could find it, but no. No, not with vegetation around, nigga. That's not happening, man. Somebody like human beings tore that thing down ages ago. Like, so, whatever, man.
So it really is true that I guess after he moved to Colorado to be in that the sanatorium, she I guess eventually left, and then sometime after that she moved around Colorado and then got married.
Wow.
Like 2 years after he died.
Interesting.
It says after that's crazy. It says after Doc Holliday died in 1887, like she married an Irish blacksmith in Aspen, Colorado in 1890.
I find it amazing that Tombstone got beat out by, well, not really amazing because came out Christmas weekend, but Pelican Brief and Mrs. Doubtfire beat it out. That's crazy. Should be crazy because it's Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire, most definitely. Mrs. Doubtfire, most definitely.
Pelican Brief.
Pelican Brief?
Yep.
Pelican Brief. Denzel Washington, right?
And Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts and what's her name? Yeah. Robert Redford wasn't in that one. That.
The fact that this came out on Christmas, I was like, for some reason, I don't know why I thought it was a summer movie. It's like, no,
but those are three movies that it came out the same. All three of them came out the same weekend, or what?
No, Mrs. Doubtfire was on its 5th week, and Pelican Brief was on its 2nd week.
It is crazy. This movie did come out on Christmas Day.
But then again, that's probably why I didn't get number 1 because remember back then, Christmas Day movies were just gimmicks, and they never really gave you.
What family is going to the movies on Christmas weekend?
To see a
Western, to see a Western.
Tombstone.
But it is one of those movies that it had legs after the holiday anyway.
No, it did because this movie had a $25 million budget, and it made like $56 million.
Mm-hmm.
So it got its money back.
It got its money back. You feel like it should have made more than that. I would say you feel like it should have made more than that.
Just off of the star power, the ensemble cast alone, the movie should have made its money back. Well,
Yeah,
like
you
should have made his money back and then some.
You would think so, man, but that's just how funny how some of these movies go. At least how some of these them go, man. Like they just don't make their money back. But in the case of this, man, it's fine because this got all the praise that it needed. The funniest thing though, bringing up all the stuff about this movie was seeing the story what happened with Siskel and Ebert. Siskel, they was like, they didn't get a copy for it, so they was like, whatever. I mean, not a copy, they didn't get a screener for it, and the problem was Roger Ebert was hearing from everybody. Hey man, Val Kilmer. I'm sorry, who? He actually nails it. Nah, he don't. And that's the thing that kind of set him on like, wow, man, he's pretty good. He liked the movie. Siskel didn't, because Siskel's an asshole. Anyway, so yeah.
Siskel was like,
you want to know what really made them say, really? It was when Bill Clinton said that he loved the performance.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, hold up, president? And remember, and remember, he was president-elect. This was 93. He just became president.
He just got in there.
I mean, it's. I mean, the general consensus of the movie was like Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer definitely like stole the movie.
Val Kilmer, that guy is something else.
Yeah, he got. I tell you what, man. I tell you about he needs to be Batman. Thank you, Bill.
You know, it's so funny seeing that too. That this was like literally 2 years before he becomes Batman.
Val Kilmer's best Batman was the Saint, and I will die on that hill. I love the Saint. That's Batman right there.
Now, why you say that?
I love the Saint. The Saint is literally him being master of disguise, helping out Elizabeth Shue, doing Batman shit without having a suit on. That's all it was. It's like he had the charisma of Bruce Wayne.
No, you're right. You're right. In a way, you're right. You want to know why? Because he was able to do all this shit without Joel Schumacher all over the movie.
It was just like, it was like the director of The Saint was like, all right, we're going to just go off of Val Kilmer's natural charisma. We're going to put him in all these things where he dressed up as master disguise, but he's also kicking the shit out of people.
It's like,
all right, cool.
We're gonna make sure that we stay away from as much neon as possible.
Yeah,
you know what the amazing thing about this is that this as much praise as there was for Val Kilmer, he didn't get nothing for it. In fact, this movie didn't get no awards for anybody. Yeah, he did get a nomination for the MTV Movie Awards.
Hey, you put some respect on the movie awards.
Yeah. We just gave him a nomination for his best male performer
and most desirable male.
Most desirable male. You know, most desirable meaning sex. 90s. Fucking yeah.
Look. I want people to understand who he was going up against that year.
And he lost, by the way.
Tom Cruise in The Firm, JCVD in Hard Target. Denzel Washington, Pelican Brief. And William Baldwin won it in Sliver, and I'm like, William fucking Baldwin.
Let's be
that
real.
Guy.
Hey, Chris. Let's be real. No, hold on. Let's be real. He's going up against Hard Target, JCVD. That curly mullet he was rocking at that time,
and also
women were going for it.
And also, it pisses all of us off. Billy Baldwin could pull bitches back then, bro.
In a pantheon of Keanu Reeves, Christian Slater, and Brad Pitt winning twice, I'm looking at Billy Boy like, you sure?
Like you're just looking at Billy Boy like, how the hell did you win?
You sure? All right, sure, fine.
For this movie?
I guess.
No, for this movie, this is what puts you over.
I mean, Sliver is actually good, but still,
it's good. But don't get me wrong. I'm just saying this puts you over. All right,
but Sliver was more of a sexy, I guess. Did he win?
Yeah, he did. He did.
I'm like, Billy didn't win. Who won that?
William Baldwin. He did win it.
Billy won the fucking award.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, like I said,
ironically, Tom Hanks beat him out in Philadelphia in the best male performance, which I'm like,
well, let's
Philadelphia.
Just put it this way, guys.
It's Philadelphia. Philadelphia is beating everything.
Well, let's just put it this way, guys. Billy Baldwin's not beating nobody. Period. Come on, now.
So real quick, guys, just quick question: Are we We got anything more to talk about this movie? I know it's a long ass movie.
I would just say,
I'm done.
buy the Blu-ray.
We covered
Buy the Blu-ray.
everything perfectly. I love it, guys. We did fantastic on this.
Buy the Blu-ray. It's definitely worth it because
it's definitely worth it.
All the back, like I said, the behind the scenes stuff and everything. I mean, I am kind of surprised it didn't get hit for like a nomination for like the props and costumes and shit.
Exactly, but
usually the easy low hanging fruit one.
But then again, like I said, whatever. This is one of those movies that's appreciated by moviegoers. It's more of that than anything else because you can put this movie on and let anybody watch. If you put this movie on and adults in the room, they'll watch this shit because it's just great performances. Everything. Like if you never watched this movie, need to. If there's only one Western you watch and you're not black, watch this one. If you are black, watch Posse. but
I think the only. You know what? I just looked it up. Someone asked the question: will we ever see a Ultra HD cut of Tombstone? And somebody said, would that be like? Would it like? Are we going to get like 3 versions? Basically, are we going to get Kevin's director's cut, George's director's cut, or Kurt Russell's director's cut?
True.
Yeah, I mean, the last Blu-ray that came out with was like literally 10 years ago.
And I thought that was like, I thought it was one of those situations where like, like a studio has a control of it and they're just not going to put it out there. But you would think they will put this junk on Blu-ray already, man.
Well, it's on Blu-ray. That's what I said. It's the last one.
It is on Blu-ray.
10 years ago.
Yeah, like what Chris said, this movie came out 10 years ago on Blu-ray. I believe personally this movie deserves a 4K release because come on, if we can get Good, Bad, and Ugly in 4K, we can definitely get this movie in 4K.
I think they'll do it. I think they'll do it with the anniversary.
And if we do get an anniversary release on a 4K, I'm with these guys in the message boards. We need a 3 director's cut edition. I want all 3 cuts.
I mean, it's really
hold on, because remember, and it's not impossible to do because remember when it's somewhat related. Remember when Jet Li put out Fearless as his last martial arts movie?
Mm-hmm.
When that got released on Blu-ray, you got 3 cuts of that movie.
Yep.
That's the American cut, the Hong Kong cut.
No. You got the original. You got the theatrical cut, director's cut, and it was one other cut.
Mm-hmm.
It was all in the international cut. So you got like 3 different versions of this movie.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, especially when there's a director's cut or a cut like it is in this one. Yeah, I would like to know what scenes he wanted, what scenes they wanted.
Do we need to sign petitions? Get petitions signed to release the Kurt Russell cut of Tombstone? Let that.
Actually, we seen the Kurt Russell cut of it, or
this movie.
Unless this version of it is not all of Kurt's vision.
There was a lot of deleted subplots that was taken out of the movie. So,
and especially when Kevin Jar got off of the film, and that's the main reason why Michael Biehn was going to leave. And it was like, nigga, we still got film, nigga.
what he wants to do? Like remove you from the movie, cut out all your scenes, put us through days of reshoots? No, we're not doing that. You staying in this movie, and like I said, thank God for Kurt Russell.
Quit doing that Bama shit, man. Show them all.
Yeah,
but nigga, don't get mad because you got backhanded by a T-800 in '84. All right.
So, but
why don't you go overseas and be a star?
Go home and be a family man.
Shout out to Pierre Kirby.
Man, shit.
But anyways, that is Tombstone. What's next up on the docket for 3?
You know what? Next week I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna go
Street Fighter.
I don't know if we're gonna go for Street Fighter or we're gonna go for Juice, but we're gonna go for something, son.
Skip the Juice. I got
whatever we're doing, we're doing it with gusto. That's for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Yes, sir. So anyway, we are out, man. This was a beautiful show. We see y'all later, man.
Peace.